I mean, I'd like to see us continue to scale up, continue to see the way we do deliveries, being able to be more functional. Maybe we are able to bring on more drivers through that. And once we have our new warehouse space built, I think that'll allow us to scale up our number of weekly orders. And yeah, in a dream world, I think that we're continuing to bring appeal to other local farmers and producers and have them come on board so that we have just a wide variety of products. And that, I think, snowballs into more customers and greater appeal to what we're able to provide.
So something that sounds really cool about Co-op is that like idea of circular economy. How do you see that playing out like actually in real time for Co-op?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I see it a lot. I see like a bunch of our producers ordering both personal orders of stuff that I'd imagine they're just cooking at home for themselves, as well as ordering, you know, a bunch of produce from a farm and making that into a preserve or a jam or a pre-made meal that they're able to then sell through us again. And it really, yeah, lends to that circular economy of just being able to like source and enjoy and then reproduce and sell stuff that everyone gets to enjoy, and it's like multiple layers of local.
If you like food, Co-op is a great place to shop. It really, really is, because there is not just the farmer aspect, there is a lot of frozen foods that are made from the food that's produced by the farmers. So it's a pretty fun place to shop to really get to know what you're eating. Awesome. No worries. I talk really fast when I'm nervous.
That's okay. Very, like, I guess one of the overarching questions that we've been asking is sort of when it comes to the future of Cowichan Valley, especially as it relates to food security and being land stewards, what's like a best case scenario for you? How do you see, in a happy way, the future looking?
Well, I think we love partnering up. We love to keep this place going and have partnering up, have school classes come out, work in an educational way, horticultural societies, and again, food security, any of these like-minded people. We also tap the maples and have been making maple syrup. So being part of the sapsuckers group, stream keepers group, whatever, Cowichan Valley Naturalists. Some of our people would love to go and volunteer with them as well. And yeah, just keep developing partnership.
We're having a lot of environmental degradation, and we're having a lot of development, and we're having a lot of segregation of people who now can't afford to live in natural spaces, can't afford to live where they can access food, and there's people who are going unsupported, especially in terms of food security. And so if you think about these things in horticulture, such as growing food, such as stewarding the land, such as increasing soil biology, such as increasing biodiversity and stewarding species that are more fragile in the area, we don't have to be separate from that as humans. And I think that drawing in that community aspect of supporting each other and feeding each other and educating each other to do the same for everybody else so that it ripples outwards just makes sense to me. And I saw Kin Park as this space where this is able to happen because, again, it's open in the public, it's in the community. Everyone who's living in this community has had contact with this space. And there's just so much you can do with that. So in terms of coming here, I think like I've just learned how much something like this is valuable for people. It's a reliable space to come to. It's always going to be here, and it's full of life. Like as soon as you walk into the park, it brings you joy. There's things blossoming all the time. There's life that lives here, and it brings life to you as well. And something as simple as that can change a person's day in an instant. And I think if we just like build upon that energy and commune together to work to steward these spaces, it brings a lot of meaning into people's lives.
Yeah.
I think one other note about like for moving forward in the future is like our transition to more renewable energy resources. We just got a grant to replace this roof and to install solar on it, and this, you know, so that it takes us off the grid a little bit more, and then we'll use it to power the new greenhouse that's going into the herb garden. So trying to also be on the forefront of those kinds of initiatives, right, and engaging where we can.
Yes. Yeah.
More legacy projects.
Yeah. Do you want me to repeat any of that, or? Yeah. Yeah, and part of the future to be part of a greener future, of course, and we just got a grant for a new roof on this house where we'll have solar panels as part of that grant, and it'll be heating one of our greenhouses as well and heating the house. So, yeah, we hope to be more part of a greener future.
If you could picture like a perfect world, how would this kind of farming translate on a bigger scale? Would you see more people doing it? Like, do you think it's important for people to start learning about
I think everybody should learn about growing their own food, or at the very least support local farmers. I think very soon it's going to be way too expensive to get stuff up from California and Mexico, and I think learning to eat what's in season. And it took me about 2 years to really learn that and get into it. But now probably 80–90% of what I eat is either what I grow myself and what's in season. I don't go in December and buy tomatoes from the grocery store. It's all, I have tomatoes in the summer and that's it, so yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess kind of like try to think of what else I wanted to ask from a farmer's perspective. Well,
I think this is the way everyone should farm. I do think this is the way everyone should farm, and they should get rid of big ag. I think it's horrible for the environment and the earth, and it just uses so many chemicals and chemical fertilizers, and yeah, I don't understand why people still do it that way. It's not though. No, I actually watched a documentary. I can't remember what it was called. And a guy he was about to lose his farm, and he couldn't figure out how to grow crops without getting all these inputs of the fertilizers and the stuff that he needed. So he started researching permaculture and turned to that and got some cows and chickens, and he says he makes more money from his property than he ever did doing the big ag and stuff like that. So yeah, it was fantastic. It was a really good story, actually.
Yeah.
Too bad I don't tell it better.
No, and I think you did a good job. I think just walking around your farm, we've seen how you're integrating things like comfrey growing at the end of, each
Right.
row in order to use as compost, or, like thinking about what you have and using what's available to you regionally.
Locally, yes. Yeah. Like all the poo I get is probably within half a kilometer of here. So you're not using a lot of fossil fuels getting it over here, and
Can I just ask, when do you remember when you started selling on Cow-op?
I think it was, you guys had been around for a year, so I was one of the, or maybe not even that. I was one of the first-ish people. So how long has Cow-op been around now?
Since 2014.
Wow.
So yeah,
Have
it
I
must
been
in like one of your first years.
Yeah, I think it was probably the first year I moved on this property.
Building our collective capacity. That's what's top of my mind. I think Cow-op has a lot of potential. I think a lot of people are really excited about the idea of Cow-op, but getting our collective, getting everyone on the same page, figuring out what we all want. There's 80 odd members, so it's a lot. Finding consensus about where we're headed as a cooperative, what our strategy is going to be business-wise, that's a big challenge. And I think it's really important that we can continue to work together. We have lots of meetings and conversations, and just really get that involvement and engagement from our community in a broad sense, not just our members, but also our customers, our staff who are so invested. Being able to get everyone together in a room, again, we haven't been able to do that for a couple of years. That's really important to me. I want to see more connections and just lay foundations for a whole new decade of cow-op. Yeah.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
Sex that it had to be this way for you and for me.
There's a lot of us. That's why like this is what's going on.
At least we got to know each other's mothers quite well. And we almost conquered every dungeon in hell. But it just wasn't enough. Well,